Just as Russia's war in Ukraine is causing a surge in global energy prices, Chicago's City Council voted this week to ban city investments in fossil fuel companies. It's part of an effort to help fight climate change. The Windy City is the latest to join the divestment train. New York, New Orleans, Houston, Los Angeles, and other cities have made similar moves. And stocks that Chicago sold include ExxonMobil, Occidental Petroleum, Chevron, and Berkshire Hathaway. And joining us now to talk about all this is Melissa Conyers-Irvin, City Treasurer of Chicago, and it's great to have you on, Madam Treasurer. Is that good for you?
That sounds great to me, Joe. Good morning.
Good morning. If everybody did now, I understand Chicago is making a statement, putting a line in the sand. Am I wrong to say that you don't want everybody, big money everywhere, to do this all at once right now because of what the ramifications would be, especially in light of, we know that Europe moved too quickly probably towards renewables and a cascade of events, maybe not all due to that, but it does give Vladimir Putin a lot of leverage to have that energy card held over their head. Do you want everyone to do this all at once so we don't have any more fossil fuels, or is Chicago just making a statement for itself?
Well, I'll tell you, first of all, some people believe that we waited too long to act as a society to move away from a reliance on fossil fuels and carbon-emitting processes. So this is a very necessary step. I think that's a very interesting question at a time such as this, but this is the time for Chicago to stand up to say that we are going to fight climate change. And as you mentioned, with the crisis in Ukraine, it seems as if the oil industry is again in the middle of chaos. So I definitely think the time is now. The
one rationale that I've seen put forward is that we know that renewables at this point need a lot. They need subsidies. I mean, oil companies there's been subsidies for fossil fuels as well. I understand that, but to be completely competitive right now, you either need to bring down the costs of renewables, or you need competing investments in fossil fuels, those prices to go up. Are you okay with consumers paying 2 or 3 times more for gasoline, 2 or 3 times more for natural gas, or for whatever we use at this point to supply the grid? Because renewables can't do it yet. So for at least another decade, we're going to need that. Is that, are you all right with that economic offset, that we're going to pay 3 times as much, but at least we'll move towards renewables more quickly?
Joe, I'm a lifelong Chicagoan. I am born and raised in an underserved community. You ask me, am I okay with residents paying more? Absolutely not. We don't want to pay more. We also want to make certain that our future is protected for our kids. I'm also a mother of a very young child. And when we look at fossil fuels and what fossil fuels is doing to our environment, it is something that has to be addressed and really has to be addressed now in order to fight climate change. And when we think about the oil and gas industry, even like in the beginning of the pandemic, the prices, the stock prices were in the tanks. And now with everything that's going on in Ukraine, we're certainly seeing a difference. But again, oil is always in the middle of, not always, but oil is again in the middle of chaos. And so that is something that we want to make certain that we are paying attention to. And we want to make certain that we stay focused on the future of our children. And oil and gas is very volatile. It's up and down. So I understand the question because it definitely is appropriate for right now. But what we have to do is make certain that when we're investing taxpayer dollars, that we are investing taxpayer dollars with the values of Chicagoans. And certainly that's important to make certain that we provide a clean environment for the future of our children.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.